Hey, what's going on, guys? Pioneer back with it. Today we're on One Shot MC with another cannon for you guys. Today we have a force raid cannon, and I have not actually released any true force raid cannons, so this will be a nice little video for all of you. And we're going to be explaining what a force raid cannon is, essentially how it works, and why you can call it like a force raid cannon. So essentially a force raid cannon is just a cannon that you use when you want to brute force into a base. So you'll just cannon them while they are online. And essentially what this cannon does is it makes it harder for them to patch against, so you can get into that base much easier and quicker and more efficiently. So this cannon is actually called a 255 3.2 second AP efficient nuke. AP standing for anti-patch, and we'll kind of show what that is. As you can see, we have a little extra extension right there, but we'll get into all of that in just a second. But for now, we want to start firing so you guys can actually see it in action. So this is kind of what we're rocking here with the wall setup. First two walls are going to act like normal walls, and then this little line of obsidian is going to act like the base and the people in that faction line patching, trying to prevent you from actually, you know, getting through walls faster. So that represents them line patching, and that is what this anti-patch will remove in one shot. So we fire 10 shots here. You're going to see in action, everything's going to go off just like so. And we're going to get up here, and you'll see everything just like so. Beautiful, beautiful. Now you'll see the anti-patch just like that, and then you can keep going just like so. It works pretty well, and that could be very useful because in a force raid cannon, most likely the faction that you are raiding will be online, so they will be patching during this time. And of course, the anti-patch kind of prevents them from doing anything like that to try to slow you down even more. So it is very useful in that sense, and that's why it's a force raid cannon, because it just makes their life a lot harder when it comes to patching. And obviously, of course, it is also an adjustable cannon. It can shoot east to west on an east-west patch server as well. And that also makes it a bit more of a force raid cannon, because you can always adjust down, left, right, wherever you want to go. Doesn't even matter. You can always adjust and change the spot you are actually firing at. So kind of into more how it works. This cannon is, in its basic sense, a 255 adjustable efficient nuke with a tunneler behind it. That's essentially kind of what an AP is in a lot of senses. There's nothing too extra when it comes to APs, but you'll kind of see what I mean here in a second. You know, in your traditional fusion, two-step fusion, you have all your sand fire and all like your sand, your efficient nuke, slabless, all fire on the first shot, fall down a little bit, and then a couple ticks later, your hammer and one-shot sand and hammer nuke all will then get shot again, creating the one block difference on the actual wall. That's kind of how like a regular fusion works. And the same thing is happening here. You still have that, you know, fusion setup, the two-step fusion setup. Only difference is after the actual wall gets hybrided by the efficient nuke, you'll see that we'll have an additional area of TNT that will then get shot up about a tick after that efficient nuke goes off, and then we'll use the tunneling effect to actually go through some of the walls. That tunneling effect only works because the wall was just hybrided a second ago, creating that air gap and allowing it to actually dry tunnel through part of the walls. And obviously, if the line patch is going to be a line of blocks allowing you to use the tunneling effect on, so that pretty much renders line patching at the spot of your cannon pretty useless, actually. Pretty useless. So if we fire here, you'll kind of get to see everything happening in the front of the barrel. So come over here, you can see everything go off like this. You can see all your stuff get moved to the very front, and then that right there is the anti-patch. Very delayed into the actual barrel. It gets shot in, I believe, like one tick before everything's supposed to go off. But right here, you'll see a tunneling effect actually happening. Let's see if we can actually see it without getting too much lag here. So everything goes off. You'll see here, boom, boom, sand. That's your hammer. Oh, that was the anti-patch. So you saw the hammer and the sand went off, and then the anti-patch went after everything else. To achieve this setup, obviously that means you're going to have an entire another setup of power to actually fire your anti-patch there. And you can see that's what I have here. It is equivalent. Actually, no, it's a bit more than one side of this, so it can shoot a bit, not farther, just due to the fact that the anti-patch needs to get there in one game tick. But other than that, it can shoot pretty far. The anti-patch, I believe, can shoot about 40 chunks. So you'll be fine when it comes to anti-patch. The rest of the cannon can shoot about, I believe, 90 chunks. But if you want that anti-patch to work, you're going to have to be a bit closer. Just due to the fact that for a regular hammer, you will usually have about, you know, let's say 3 redstone ticks on your hammer, opposed to the anti-patch, which goes off, obviously because of the tunneling effect, it goes off at the same-ish time as your power, like so. And of course, that being said, obviously you'll have differences. You'll have some people patching with cobblestone, and if that does happen, then you can go way farther when it comes to nuking. You can nuke a lot more blocks when it comes to actually anti-patching. Obsidian is obviously less due to the fact that it has more resistance and it takes more hits. So if we fire this, you'll see we're going to tunnel, or I guess anti-patch against that entire straight line. So come up here and you can see. There's that, and then boom, right on through. So that's why if you guys are getting force rated, you should never really put out a line patch. They used to be useful until APs came out, and then that kind of defeated the purpose, didn't it? And now obviously with regular cobblestone, I believe it can go somewhere around 150 blocks for the anti-patch, but it is set up for actual obsidian. So if we fire, I'm not quite sure how far it can actually anti-patch, but you'll see here in a second. I set up 50 blocks of obsidian, and you can see that that's about half of that, so about 25-ish blocks, maybe 30 blocks of anti-patch on obsidian. And like I said, that's just due to the fact that obsidian can actually take more hits than regular cobblestone. So that is the main anti-patch part of this cannon. That is the bit more complex part of this cannon. Other than that, like I said, it is a regular 2-step fusion. So you have, you know, your hammer right here. You have your, this is the one-shot nuke TNT hammer. And then, you know, one-shot sand. Right next to it, you have this little wonky setup for the efficient nuke and slab bust. So right up here is actually the slab bust, and this all in here is the efficient nuke TNT. And if we just go over here really quick, you can kind of see that everything gets shot to right here in the barrel right next to the sand comp. And this booster actually doesn't boost it to the actual guider and the barrel over there. This booster, all it does is shoots this TNT, your nuke TNT and slab bust, over to here. So then it'll then get shot with all of the sand as well. So it'll all get boosted to right here, and then about like a tick later, everything gets boosted with the sand, and again, that gets shot all over there. And that's really just to save TNT, so you don't have to have 2 humongous boosters over there using a bunch of extra TNT. And then obviously you got to have the carpet comp. I believe this is around 32 long. Oh, 27 long, sorry. It's about 27 long. So it is it's a long one. It's a long sand comp. It definitely is. Gotta say that. But it does look pretty nice and clean, and you know, obviously works pretty well. I believe it drops 5 layers of sand, and that is why, you know, you can kind of get that setup there. Yeah, 5 layers of sand. That's why you can, you know, get your efficient nuke going off so early, is because of the fact that it is only dropping 5 layers of sand. And now I do plan on making a video about efficient nukes in the future, so keep in mind and, you know, look out for that video. Other than that, this actually is a pretty cool cannon. Obviously, like I said, it can shoot in 3.2 seconds, but there also is a 4-second version that I will release both of them. Both of them will be on the One Shot MC Scam Shop. All you have to do is go to Scam Shop on One Shot MC, view Pint 1212. You must have World Edit to access this, and the 2 new cannons will both be here, the 3.2 second version and the 4.0 second version. And the only reason why there's actually 2 versions is because multiple different servers either have, you know, 3-second autos allowed or 4-second autos allowed. So you can use either one, 3.2 or the 4-second version, and they will both work on either server, so you don't have to, you know, worry too much about it not working because it's too fast. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you in this video. If you guys have any questions about cannoning or this cannon, please comment them in the video, and I will try to make a video on it if needed, or at least answer your question in the comments. If you guys want anything actually requested for a video that a good amount of people want to see happen, such as an explanation of a concept or a canon or something along those lines, please let me know and I will try my best to see if I either have done that already or I haven't, and we'll make a video on it. I do have a couple things planned up here for the future on cannoning and how to cannon, and like some concepts, I guess you could say. So one of them being efficient nukes and cubics. And so yeah, just watch out for those and you guys will see them coming in the near future. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. My name's RadioPint, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.